want to talk about proteins. Proteins are complex molecules of amino acid. What I mean by complex molecule, that means protein is let me say an aggregate of amino acids. A complex amino acid is all called protein. So before protein is being used in the body, it need to be turned to amino acids. Proteins contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Most times phosphorus. So proteins are found in classification of our food substances. Most of our food substances have protein. Example: beans, cereals. We have many of them. You know them. There's no need to say a bean, your normal beans, your meat, your fish, they have proteins. Your egg, your milk, they have protein. So now let's talk about how protein is being used in the body. Now, when you eat any proteinous food, it's being acted by a series of enzymes that turn it to peptones. And once they have turned it to peptones, they have to convert it to polypeptides. From polypeptide to amino acid before the body can be ready to synthesize it. It must pass through this process to get amino acid before the body is able to synthesize it. So protein has the capacity of working in a human system. Now, before we move further to protein, we need to know about the functions of protein. Now, the protein function as the food substances that has the capacity to replace worn out tissues. Replacing worn out tissues. Now, protein has the capacity to build muscles and tissues. Protein in food has the capacity to increase reproduction. Protein in food has the capacity to increase growth and size. That's the function of growth. That's the reason why it is important that we need to have it in our foods. So protein must be broken down to this to get to amino acid before the body is able to synthesize it. If I may say, protein and carbohydrate, they work hand in hand. That's the reason why they have to mix rice and meat. Yes, mix rice and meat. Reason, because when rice produces heat in the body, protein replaces worn out tissues. Hope I'm making sense. Okay, that is it for protein. And I know that fats and oil is another thing in line that you have to talk about. Now, fats and oil. Now, I have to talk about fats and how fat is being used. If I may recap on what I said in carbohydrate, excess of carbohydrate is stored in the animal as glycogen, that is animal fat. That this animal fat is stored in the liver and in the muscle. Now, during starvation, maybe you have not eaten for a long time. Now, there is what we call conversion of energy, whereby those animals' fats or glycogen in your body is being reconverted as used as energy, and those animal fats will turn to muscle. That is the normal conversion in energy. Okay, now fats is one of the major things that we need in this food. Due to, if we don't have fats, now there is no once the energy is done being stored, once the energy that you ate, the one that you ate is being used, where are we going to get the ones to replace? So the replacement energy and start, the replacement start that we have is the fats and oil. Hope we are following. Now, fats and oil is essential. It's essential. One, it is essential for warmth. How do I mean for warmth? During the cold, you see that people that are thin, they are susceptible to cold. While those that have bulky body or fat, they are not susceptible to cold because they have fat that are ready to give them warmth and to fight pneumonia. Okay, the same thing with increase in size. Increase in size. It helps to build increase in size, rigidity in your strength. Also, like I said, the reserve of energy is being stored as glycogen, that means fat in the system. So whenever we are running out of energy, the system has no other thing or has no other way to get energy unless it turns back to those reserve fats, which it will reconvert towards energy. Okay, that is it with fat and oil. Let's talk about mineral salts. Mineral salts. Let me say we have these additives that are being added, that are being, let me say, needed in little requirements in the body. Most of them are required in little requirements, most of them are required in larger amounts. That's why we have micro and macro. These minerals, some are micro, some are macro. Some are needed in trace elements, some are needed in big quantum elements. Example, we have calcium. We have calcium, we have phosphorus, Now in micro, we have molybdenum, we have silicon, we have nitrogen, we have sulfur, we have iodine. So it's not that without them we can't survive. So we need them in trace element. We can get some of these things in our seafood. Yes, we can get in our seafood, in our salt, in some of these fruits that we eat. Vegetables. That is where we can get all these mineral salts. That is where we get them. That is where we get them in our fruits, in our vegetables. That's where we get the mineral salts. The next one we'll talk about is vitamins. The next one we're talking about now is vitamins. Now, vitamins also are related to mineral salts, but they are different from mineral salts. Vitamins are those essential supplements that we need in the body for the body to undergo proper growth. Without them, there are some things that we may be having. Without them, we may have one or two things that is not needed, deficiencies that is not proper in the body. Yes, without the minerals, so there are some deficiencies. Yes, we can also have. Let me say iodine. Deficiency of iodine is goiter. Deficiency of nitrogen is stunted growth. Now, vitamin. There are some deficiencies of some vitamins. Once we have deficiency in those vitamins, there are some things that can happen in our body. So we have vitamin A, B, C, vitamin D, E, and K. I'll come again. Vitamin A, B, C, vitamin D, E, and K. Now, we have these vitamins. Oh, that's the reason if you go and say buy vitamin A, buy vitamin. All those vitamins you can see it in the market or in the shop outlets to buy. All right. Now, those vitamins are classified into two. We have water-soluble vitamins and we have fat-soluble vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. Now, water-soluble vitamins are those vitamins that can be miscible in water. We can find them in water. If we need them, we can get them in water. Example, vitamin C. Example, vitamin C. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is found in sugar. Vitamin C is found in orange. Vitamin E. Now, Fat soluble vitamins. These are mostly vitamins that are not miscible with water, but you can find them in fats. Example: vitamin B, B complex, B1, B2, B3, B4, B6, B12, and K. You find them in fat soluble forms. They are not miscible in water. That is it. So yes, they have deficiency. Vitamin A, you can give us blindness. That's the reason why anybody that is having any itchy eye, you ask to go and buy vitamin A. Vitamin A. But some people, if they are having this sugar, their eyes are not seeing, you ask them, well, go and buy sugar. Sugar contains vitamin A, is good for the eyes. If you're having a glaucoma and you say go and buy vitamin A. Alright, so that's it for vitamins. Vitamin C, if you're having call it scurvy in the skin, or your skin is diminishing, you have to go and buy vitamin C. All this ulcer in the mouth, if you have it, it could come I've forgotten what they call it, but vitamin C is essential. So you see, there are some things that if you don't have it in the body, there are problems. Vitamin D, lack of vitamin D give up bow leg. Those people that have bow leg, they don't have vitamin D. That's one of the things that they advise you take things that have vitamin D so that to straighten up. Plantain, they will even advise. Most of them are hereditary. If vitamin D, bow leg. Now, if you have if you don't have, just go get vitamin D, take supplement it, and so as you grow, be straighten up.
So what if it's hereditary?
If hereditary, it can straighten up. As you grow, if you grow tall, it straightens up. Just have that vitamin D, and you see it work up. All right.